Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Visio. In this module, I want to look at how you can create your own room plan, design your own room. So first of all, I've clicked on New and I've got all these different options at the top and the categories and so on at the bottom. I want to pick Home Plan, this one. So it's not always there, it could be in one of these categories or it isn't in one of these categories, but I've got it there because I've recently been in it. So I'm just going to click on that one and then create. So what you get down the left hand side is a series of stencils. It starts off with wall and shell and structure. That's what we're going to start off with, but there are other stencils there, and you've got the option to search for shapes if you can't find what you're looking for in this list of stencils. Just go up through those so you can see there's quite a few, lots and lots of bits and bobs. We'll use some of those but not all of them. Now you've also got the option to bring in a stencil from another template. If you know there's certain shapes that you want but they are in a different template, you don't have to search for them and then keep searching for them. You can bring the whole stencil in through this feature here, more shapes. But we'll start off with this one, and we want to create a room layout. Now you've got some options here. You've got a room, you've got a T-shaped room and an L-shaped room, or just spaces or walls that you can do yourself. So I'll just show you basically. If you bring the room on, what you get there is this. It looks quite small, but it's 3 meters by 2.5 meters. Now what I recommend you do is go to the View tab and select the task panes, size and position, because that tells you what the size of the room is. So let's say that we wanted a 5 meter by 4 meter room, just to make it a little bit bigger. Obviously you'd have to measure your room accurately so you know what size it is. Now it's still quite small, so I need to zoom in on this so you can see it. So I'll just come make it a lot bigger and then just go back and find it. There is another view I could put on there that would find this. So there we have our room. Now if you bring in the L-shaped room, for example, you get the same features. If I do 5 by 4 again, you can see how that works out, and when you click on it you get all these other dimensions which you can then adjust. So if I wanted to make that a bit wider, say I wanted to make it 2 meters, I went past it there, 2 meters, and I want that to be a bit deeper, and you can just play around with those measurements as you need to do for your own building. I'm just going to delete that one because I don't really want to do that one. If you want to bring in, I'm going to move this across a little bit. If you want to bring in a wall and do this manually, you can do that as well. So I can just bring these wall elements in, and they will snap together as you set them up, and you can basically draw any shape or design any shape you need to. Just get that to snap in there. And each element's got its own little measurement, as you can see. I'll leave that one at 3 meters because that's exactly what that one was, and I'll spin this round so it joins on at there and comes round like so. And now you can see I've got a bit of a misalignment there, so I need that to be horizontal, so that's horizontal, and then I can snap that into position. Now what I need to put on the screen is, if I go to, I'm on the View tab, I need the grid on, just to help you a bit with lining things up, and then you can carry on bringing these things in as I was already. So I'll just snap that one onto position, and at the moment I'm just roughly doing this. Obviously you would have to be a lot more careful than I am. So that's all snapped into position, and then you can start bringing in your other elements like the door, the front door. Let's say there's a front door there, that'll snap into position, and then this little yellow circle you can move to open inwards. And then let's have a window. Windows default at 0.9 meters, 900 centimeters, 90 centimeters, 900 millimeters. Let's put a bigger window in there. So let's have that at, say, 2 meters. Now if you find it hard, 2 meters is too big, let's go for 1400. Remember, if you've got this open, you can just type it in there. So if I wanted that to be a meter, I can just put that 1m or type 1000. It's totally up to you how you do it, but basically that's what that is. And then we'll have another window in there at the end. Just push that into the end there and it'll snap into place. It can be a similar sort of size. Now I want a wall down here, so let's get another wall, and then we'll snap that into position, and that can be the hallway. Let's get it to be horizontal. We need a door in there, so it's a house full of doors at the minute, and that needs to open inwards, and I need to push that up a little bit, I think. Click on that and then move that up a bit. So if you wanted to, you don't have to have the door that way. You can have it opening this way. You know, you can flip shapes. If I just go into position, you got rotate shapes, so I can rotate 90 now, and I want to flip that way. That's it. So now it opens that way. Gives you a bit more space, otherwise you're banging into everything. So we've got all the information we want now. I need a set of stairs here. So there are some core, building core gives you a straight staircase. It's not a brilliant set of stairs, but you can see how it works. You can just spin that round just to indicate that you've got stairs there, and then put them into where they need to go. They probably need to be a lot shorter than that. Down to there. Shouldn't have moved that bit. Move it onto there and move that bit onto there. That's just the rails. So the rails just need to sit on top. Okay, and then the measurements, again, you would have to create the measurements. Now I haven't got any measurement tools set up yet, but I'll show you that in a second. Now this is where it looks okay at the minute, but then as soon as you start bringing furniture in that is at a set size, you start having problems. So if we go for furniture, what you've got is some basic stuff here. But for example, this sofa, when I start putting that in here, now there's absolutely no space for that to go in anywhere unless I put it on this back wall. So if I rotate that on the back wall, let's see what that looks like. So that actually will fit there. So if I just stick that right in the corner, just inside a little bit, that'll do. Move it across, come forward a bit. Okay, so if this chair's out, you've got a bit of a problem there. There's not much of a gap. Now also, where you're going to put your TV, I haven't got a TV there. I'm going to search for a TV, search for it, flat screen TV. Where can I put that? Now I would want to put that in front of this, so this window's in the way, so I can't really put it anywhere. I don't want to put it there. So what I'm going to do is going to put it on this wall, spin that round because it's back to front, and what I need to do now is put a settee there, maybe move this around, and then you can see how when you've got a set structure that it's very hard to position everything. So if I put that like that, the chair is against that wall and it's now looking at the TV, which is what you'd want, like so, and you're looking out the window. That's alright, and you wouldn't normally have that up there. So if I want to get myself back to the stencil, I need to close this off. So close this off and I'll get a circular table. Now this is absolutely huge, so I'm going to change this down to half the size, 600 by 600. When you buy a table, obviously you'll have the set size. Now where am I going to put that? Probably in the corner there, and then I can put a plant on that maybe. I'll just type, there are plants in this one, but if I just put search for plant, see what comes up. Palm plant, that's a bit big, but I'll stick that in there. There we go, got a little plant. So we've got everything, we've got windows, we've got the door, we've got the stairs, we've got a bit of furniture, we've got a TV, and there's a big space here where I haven't got anything, so I can put some more furniture in there if I find something useful. Another chair maybe, see how big that is, a recliner. Yeah, I'll put that there, and you can't really see the television from there, but it doesn't really matter. And then this space is just an empty space as well. Now what is always advisable to do is when you're positioning things like this is to create what's called a layer to lock it into position. For example, if I put electrical sockets and stuff like that in there, so if I put a sign for a switch, so there's an electrical switch there, and if I put a socket there, we've got a socket and a switch. What I don't want to happen is for this wall to move and then everything to have to be repositioned manually again. You might have more than one socket and one switch there. I'll just put another one over the other side, because normally you have a few, don't you? So that's electrical switches. So I'm going to highlight all of this, once I've highlighted it, I want to create a layer, so I'm going into layer and assign to layer. All these are layers. These shapes that I brought on are layers, but I want to create a new one. I'm just going to call it Sax. OK, and then OK to that, and then I want to go to layer properties, find Sax and lock it. So when I lock this, everything that's assigned to that, which is all these shapes, should not move. If I click OK to that, I can't actually click on any of these now. So you don't assign layers unless you're ready to assign a layer. You could have done it just for the walls and the windows and things like that. But now you can start bringing things on top of that, more things on top of that if you want. And these will not be part of that layer, but they are going to be in this building block, or in this room if you like so. And then that's not part of the layer, so I can still move that around. I can't move this around unless I go and unlock that layer through layer properties and move things about. So that's basically how you can create a room and add shapes to it. Now measurements, if I want to put measurements on it, you've got these options here. So I'm in drawing tool, shapes and measuring tool. This is quite cool. So stick that there and pull that across to the end. It tells me what the measurement is for that room, and I can copy that. Just do Control D, which will copy it, or drag it again, and then I can position that at the top and on that one. So this will actually print off, because when you click on this, I can't click on it at the minute because I've actually clicked out of it and done a layer. But normally when you click on it, it does tell you the measurements. That doesn't print off, but this will print off. And obviously I've gone over a little bit here, but you can see how that works. If I do click on this again and do Control D, which is just duplicate, you can then position these wherever you want them to go, so people have got an idea of what the measurements are. Snap to grid, and you can actually type in the measurement that you want it to be in here, as you can with all these shapes. And then if I just do Control D again to get another one, going a bit mad here, you can stick one on the outside edge there, snap it to the grid, to the shape, and then you get the measurement there, and then another one for that bit there. Same thing you can do in the middle. You can do raw room space, shape space, you can put it in there. But I would just suggest you don't get too complicated with all this. It's just a rough design. A builder will come in with the proper planning tool, and this is you giving a builder an idea of what you're after. I did it when I got my garage converted, and I didn't do the measurements, which was a bit of a shame, because now I've got a gap in and the door doesn't fit, so it's just an open space. But I didn't expect the builder to use my diagram exactly as it was, but he did. He copied the Visio diagram exactly and did the measurements that were on the Visio diagram. So consequently I didn't have enough space for a door frame, so I haven't got a door in the middle of the room. But it doesn't matter, it works okay. But that's all I wanted to show you in this little exercise. Hopefully that was of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next one.